Welcome back to CAD 112 Engineering Graphics, and we are working this week with broken out sections and remove sections, okay? So we're going to start out with project 16, and let's get into that real quick. I want to open that up. And I'll open an Inventor. This one we're going to draw in Inventor. And we've got this object here. Let's go ahead and draw this up. It's in standard inches. It won't take us just a second. Standard IPT. And I'll show you the best practice as far as getting this thing built, and then I'll show you how to do your broken out section on this. So I want to start me a SketchUp. We'll get this thing drawn in. I'm just going to do a rectangle, and this thing is 1.5 by 1.5. Okay, zoom it back in there. We can actually see it. Finish my sketch. I want to extrude this thing, and the total length of this thing is 6 inches, so we do 6. And there I have this thing drawn in. And now what I want to do is I want to take and cut all this internal parts out and then revolve it. I'll show you how to do that. It's pretty cool. But what I would do is, let me look at my planes. I'd use that plane, and I'm just going to make it current by right-clicking on it and going to Visibility. And I want to go Plane, and I want to find midpoint between two planes. I'll go between here, and I'll hit this one. So what I did was I really didn't even need this visibility on my XY plane, so I want to turn that off. All I did was hit plane, midpoint with two planes, hit this surface and the other surface, and put me in there. So I want to hit me a new sketch on this, just like that, and hit F7, and it slices it. You can see that. And what I want to do is put me a line right through the center of it. It'll catch your midpoint right there. And I want to draw this thing real quick. There we go. So looking at this, we've got, let's see if I can pull that over. We got a 1.3 diameter right here, 1 inch diameter right here. Or actually 1.3. Okay. And this one right here is 1 inch diameter back here, and this bore is 1/2 inch. Okay, so that's easy to do. And what I want to do is I want to hit me an offset here, come up 1/2 of an inch, because what you want to do when you're revolving something, you're taking 1/2 of it. And then that goes all the way through, and I'll zoom in and make sure these go all the way to the very end. So I want to hit Extend. Trim, extend, and that's okay. We'll extend them a little bit. We'll extend that one on out. We'll extend that one on out. And that's our 1/2 of an inch. And then I want to take and I want to go off this outside line here, and I'm just going to roughly draw this in, and we can add more stuff to it here in just a moment. We'll do our dimensions, but it's going to come in like that. Actually, that needs to come all the way down, so I want to extend it over as well. It's right there. Trim, get rid of that piece there. We don't need that anymore. And then I need to dimension that, so I hit there to here, and that is 1.3, so it'll be 1.3 divided by 2. So 1.3 divided by 2, and it's really wanting to twist up there. So if it's doing that to you, the best thing you could do, delete that out right now, and I'll dimension it from right there to right there. That should be 1.3 divided by 2. So I got the center line. So I got the center line in here, and now I'm just going to start drawing. I'm going to come right off this, and I want to come up 1.3 divided by 2. And I want to come over, and I'm just going to draw this out as I go. And it looks like to me 0.25 back. And we can come down. We can dimension this as we went as well. And it's coming down. And there's going to be a ½ inch there. So I'm just going to stop about somewhere in this vicinity here. And it comes back so far. Looks like it's coming back 0.25 again. So 0.25. And it comes up. Come over. Looks like it's going to come over 0.25. And then it comes down. And then it's going to touch that bore. And I don't know exactly where that's at. So I'll stop. And I'll actually go all the way to the end with it. And then I'll put my dimensions in. This right here should be 1/4 of an inch because it's half, because we're going to do half of it. This right here should be the same. So it's already set up there. It looks good. This is already set. Those are already set, so I just got to do this one right here. And dimension from there to there. And that should be a 1 inch diameter from there, so it'd be ½ inch. So that gets all that done, as you can see. All my measurements are in there, so I just finished my sketch up. You can't see it. It acts like it went away. I'm going to hit revolve up here. It's just where we slice that. But I hit revolve. I'm going to hit cut in my profile. I'll come in here, and you can see how it kind of highlights. But you can hit F7 again. Well, I thought it might, but it's not going to let me do it. You have to be in sketch mode to do that. But anyways, when you come in here, you kind of see it highlight just a little bit. Click on that. Your axis line would be that line right there. It'll actually pick it up for you. It's cut, full, okay. So now there is our bore on this. And you got all that put in there. It's good. This thing has a radius of 0.125, so hit fillet. 0.125, I select my edges, click on this one, click this one, click this one, click that one on the other side. You got all those in now. And it looks like you got another hole over here, and just new sketch on the edge of that. I want to put me a point in there, and I'll catch the center of this and kind of hover over, dimension it out, and from there to there is 5.36. Finish that on up, and then you're going to put your hole command. And this one is a Counterbore. So we come over here, there's our Counterbore, and let's take a look at something here. We want our Counterbore in advanced settings. And this right here is going to be, your Counterbore is ½ of an inch. So let's go ahead and get that in there. ½ of an inch. And the height of it, the depth of it is going to be 0.31. And then we got the hole that runs through it. We do have a distance on that, and 118-degree drill bit will be fine in point. This is going a 0.25 through hole, and 0.25, and the depth is going to be of that drill is going to be 1 inch, and everything's set good. So I hit OK on that. That should be put in there appropriately. It is good. And actually, you can kind of see it kind of just drills into that just a little bit. It must be for a fluid to run through there. All right, so now we have got that one made. So I want to save it. And I'm just going to just put it on my desktop where I can find it. This is going to be CAD 112. What was that? Project. Let me look that up again. What project was that? Project 16. Project 16, and save. So now we got that. Now we're going to go brand new and go in here and do an IDW. And of course, you want to set it to the appropriate sheet sizes. Let's see what we said on this one. Utilize appropriate annotations. Place on paper utilizing accurate scale. So it's up to you what size sheet that you want to use on this one. I'm going to go with, let's just go B size, just use something a little bit different. Base view, I'm going to come in here, and when I do a base view on this, that'd be fine just like that. 1-to-1 scale's perfect, so there it is. And now I could go ahead and do a right side project over and do a right side view on this, create. And you could also, base view, you could put you an isometric drawing of this one up here in the corner like that. That'd be perfect. I'll scoot it up right up there. Okay. But now let's get into that broken out view. What I want to do is cut this thing just with a short break line, just so that you can see these different, this counterbore here and this like a gland type of seal groove, if it's a hydraulic or something like that. So let's get in there and let's take a look at it. And what I want to do is come up here to not a detail, but section. I'm sorry, breakout's what I want to use. This is the tool we're going to use, but before we do that, we've got to actually do a start sketch. So click on start sketch and make sure the line gets preparated around like this red. Click on that and then go in here and just roughly with a spline, or you could use a polyline. Start up here somewhere and just roughly just kind of zigzag it back and forth a little bit. Zigzag it, make it look, make it like a short break line. Come out here and then just bring it straight up. And then bring it over here and click on that point right there. So you want to close it all up together like that. And it has to be closed. And make sure that it is. If it isn't, it won't work. I believe it is. So once you get done, finish the sketch out. Yeah, it's closed. And then you want to go to your breakout. And when you hit breakout, you click on the preparated side there, and from point, and all you have to do on this one is from point, just go in there and click on one of your cylinder lines right here, and then just OK. And what it does for you, it just like you broke that out so that you can see this internal section of it, and it will go to the center of this object. And make sure that when you do this annotate, make sure you always put your center lines in just like that. Okay, but it actually just cut, and anything that's cut, it's going to have your section lines, and right there you're seeing all of these different characteristics inside of it, which is pretty cool. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't draw this one, I didn't put it on our sheet exactly. You'd have been better off if you would have taken and had this to where you could see it, but we could still do a projection, because I want to see this hole straight on. I could project it up just like that, which would be great too. We could always do that. So that way I can document this hole here by hitting on the hole command and come up here, and we'll have all that information too. So that's what I want you to do this week, and if you have any problem with it, just let me know.